Let's be honest, we all have those games that we just hate getting, and others are quite the opposite. That's why today I'm going to be ranking all of the 25 current Fall Guys minigames, starting with number 25 and ending with number 1. Now remember, this list is entirely opinionated, so if you have a different opinion, you're probably wrong. The gameplay you see in this video is made by my friend who rarely plays Fall Guys, so try not to cringe from the awful gameplay. Kicking off this list is going to be Perfect Match. This is the only game that I'm actually disappointed when I get. The rules are simple. Memorize the fruits in the tiles and stand at a corresponding tile with the fruit matched on the TV. The problem lies in a few things. Not only is Perfect Match terribly easy, but you can just follow the crowd instead of actually trying to memorize the fruits. What makes this game worse is that only 2 to 5 people get eliminated on average, so the entire thing is just a complete waste of time. But I do like the concept, but the execution is awful. The first team competition on the list being Hoarders. Spoiler alert, you're going to be seeing a lot of these team games very soon. First off, it's a team game, which in itself is an issue, because sometimes it feels like you have no control over the match, and your mercy is in the hands of your teammates who probably suck. Plus, it's usually the second round, so you are like one of 10 people per team, so you matter even less than you already do. Besides that, Hoarders isn't fun even if it wasn't a team game. The score doesn't matter until the last few seconds, and managing the volleyballs with already jank physics isn't an enjoyable time. There really isn't anything to desire here. Another team competition, it's Rock and Roll. This seems so fun on paper, but it ends up turning to half your team leaving to go sabotage another team instead of actually helping push your own ball. It's just another luck-based competition, where you just have to hope that your team isn't sabotaged. And Rock and Roll takes forever if other teams have the same strategy as your own and try to sabotage each other. Tiptoe is the first race game on the list, where tiles are displayed and must be traversed. However, most tiles are fake and will disappear when stepped on if they are not the correct ones, and there are only 2 correct paths not available to the player until revealed. This is a disastrous minigame because almost all of these matches end up becoming stalemates because everybody turns into cowards after the first 2 jumps. Nobody wants to go first and reveal tiles because there are no rewards for doing so. You might as well just let everybody else take the leap of faith. An optimal strategy means hanging around the back hoping you don't get pushed off and hoping another player paves the way for you, which is not only boring but definitely not a fun experience. Seesaw is the blatant definition of rich get richer. If you're in the front, first place is a few hops away, with nobody else to tip the seesaw. If you're with the rest of the fray, be prepared to randomly lose balance and plummet to the bottom, or wait 10 to 20 seconds to even get on the first scales of the checkpoint. I don't see what can be fun about just hopping between seesaws. Seesaw really likes to emphasize that the physics in Fall Guys is shit, so have fun just randomly ragdolling and falling off of the platform. Egg Scramble is next on my list, and surprise surprise, it's another team event. This is one of the most frustrating because it's so easy for 2 teams to just mutually agree to gang up on the losing team. But seriously, this event can be a big pain if you don't start off well. So be prepared to be deemed helpless as multiple teams steal your eggs. I don't even blame half of the losing team with 3 eggs for quitting early. Poor yellow team. Fall Mountain is the first final round on the list, and this is definitely a controversial pick as well. The problem here is a few things. The race is insanely unforgiving because it's so short and only one person can win. Getting hit by one ball or obstacle can mess you up for the entirety of the race. Not to mention, this race can be super underwhelming. It's a 30-second race with 1 or 2 obstacles, which is really disappointing for a final event. Fall Ball is 18th on the list, and this could have a lot of potential if not for its awful physics. Sometimes I might hit the ball a few inches if I fully dove at it, but others I might lightly jump and the ball reaches space elevation. The point is, this game is very inconsistent, and another con is that you can camp the ball as it's falling, and so it flies across the field and most of the time is unreturnable. The game would be so much more enjoyable if I could control the ball a lot better, but with the new patch, the teams are always even, which is a nice improvement. Starting off the tail variants of the Fall Guys events, it's Royal Rumble. A point I'm going to be making a lot in these tail games is the latency. In short, latency is the difference, or delay, between your screen and your opponent's, meaning the more latency, the more delay between players. And this game has a lot of it. I could literally be isolated on the corner of the map, and somebody will steal my tail from Narnia, and other times I might be right next to an opponent and physically grab them, but not their tail. This issue makes the tail experience far worse, as it becomes hard to judge how close or far an opponent really is. I think a map really determines how good close quarter maps are, like tail tag. Royal Rumble certainly delivers on that promise, with wrecking balls, revolving spinners, and conveyors. But here's the big issue. This is a final round. Tail tag is certainly not designed for final events, given the latency and luck issue. I give the other versions a pass because they're just qualifying rounds, but obviously this one isn't. So have fun rolling the dice and praying to Fall Guys Jesus that you win this round. Tail tag is the second to kick off the tail games. Tail tag suffers from the same issue as Royal Rumble: latency and luck. You could seriously have the tail all game and then run into one player and lose the entire round. All tail tags are a free break. Go to a restaurant and order yourself a nice meal and come back in 50 minutes to actually play the part of the game that matters. Although this is a team variant, I personally think Team Tail Tag is better. This is because I feel that Team Tail Tag map is a lot more engaging than the solo map, with more things to interact with and fly off of. However, being a team game, you can only do so much, since you can only hold one tail, aka 1 point for your team. And once again, only the last 30 seconds actually matter. Take this time to rehydrate or learn a new language. Block Party doesn't have anything relatively wrong with it, but to me it would have been a lot better had the obstacles come in from both sides, since there is little to no chaos until the final 10 to 20 seconds. However, this event can be very frustrating with so many people in your way, because your character can be greatly influenced by other players, so you have a bit less control, especially towards the end. I can't say too much here because it feels like this game changes daily, and my opinion might change in the future, judged by how much they update this map. DoorDash is 13th on my list, and this marks about the halfway point in the event. DoorDash is a pretty decent game that doesn't have anything relatively wrong with it. The slight issue though, is that the game is lacking in variety, where it's just a bunch of real or fake doors that can only be revealed if a player bashes their head into it. Not much to say here, it's just a quick and simple mode that doesn't have any amazing qualities, but also not many negative ones. Gatecrash is another decent game, and again suffered from the same issue as the event preceding. This game just lacks variety. However, what this one slightly does better is that the course is split up into two, so less people can get in your way. This means you have more control over your character, and losing in this one never feels undeserved. The ending here is very clever and also quite enjoyable. Fruit Shoot is a great idea that I thought could have been expanded on to be even better. The mode is basically just one big conveyor, pushing you backwards as fruits are shot at you. It is quite enjoyable dodging all the fruits, but sometimes it may feel like you're just being barraged and can't avoid getting hit. Although it feels a bit simplistic, it is a pretty fun experience that's short but sweet, and no pun intended. Most races have a theme or gimmick to traverse them, but Hit Parade is like the jack of all trades. It sends everything at you: wrecking balls, slime ramps with bumpers, and spinning pegs. This is a great course that really captures what Fall Guys has to offer. The course combines collision with all other Fall Guys and navigating a course in a very nice way, as you'll be doing a lot of both. Now we're really getting into the great games, and Dizzy Heights does not disappoint. It will surely make you dizzy, as the entire course has you spinning from one side to another and has so many different fun parts. The ending is really nice, putting players on a big spinning floor, with some balls as an extra additive. However, the ending can be frustrating having no control over getting hit because you can't react to the balls. But besides that, this course is great. Rollout is a very creative Fall Guys survival idea with a lot of variety. What makes this game a lot better than others is that it's usually not that repetitive. This course will test many of your skills, such as your quick thinking, your reaction time, and your mechanical skill. There's a lot that can happen in this competition, and that's what gives Rollout its charm. Hoopsie Daisy manages to get a great rating, albeit it is a team game, where 3 teams attempt to jump through as many hoops as they can. What makes Hoopsie Daisy stand out is that it fixes a lot of issues that other team games have. Not only is it fun, but now most of the time matters, and the timer at the start actually determines how well your team will perform. A complaint I have is the dreaded bonus hoops that can bring a team back into the game even if said team was losing by a lot. Furthermore, Hoopsie Daisy allows you to carry your team to a win, and feels more in control than most if not all team competitions. Jinxed is the last team event, and it will definitely be a surprise to many. Jinx is just infection from Call of Duty. One player on each team starts out being jinxed, and must grab other players on an opposing team to jinx them as well. The last team to have players unjinxed is declared the winner. Again, another game that allows you to carry your team, or sometimes purposely get jinxed if you're a better tagger than you are a runner. The map is so interactive, and without it would not be placed so high. The obstacles feel perfect because it's hard to get cornered as a survivor. Jump Club is really what makes Fall Guys remind me of Wipeout. You stand on a ring as a rotating bumper tries to sweep you from underneath, meaning you have to jump for your life. This is a classic. That doesn't make it bad in any way. What makes this game super fun is that Fall Guys has grabbing. This means that you can catch the jumps of opponents by grabbing them right as they jump, and they can do the same to you. Jump Club has levels of mind games that can make this seemingly simple survival competition one that is deeper than expected. Jump Showdown is literally just the cooler Daniel. This is the final variant of Jump Club, and the newest addition to Fall Guys. This time, the game is more action-packed, platforms that fall, and a double sweeper increasing at a speed faster than Jump Club. Whirligig gets top 3. This is one of those games where you may be surprised, but the more you think about it, the more it makes sense. Oh my goodness, is this race fun. The gimmick here is the spinning sweepers, similar to the Jump Club ones, but faster and launch you instead of pushing you a bit. These sweepers are placed in such complex and fun ways that add so much to the course. Not just this, but the map is also so in-depth. Like how the second part with the ramp allows you to risk yourself and make a jump into a dive to clear the jump, climb to the yellow blocks, or grab the edge and pull yourself up. Other sections require precise timing, and the checkpoints are placed perfectly. The final part knocks this course out of the park. It presents you with 2 options, the high risk, high reward, or the slow and steady, longer route. Both of which can be mastered if your timing is precise to make shortcuts, further increasing this course's skill ceiling. The best part is that even if you mess up, you can dang well bet everybody else did too, so you're never really out of the game. There is seemingly nothing wrong with Whirligig, and I get excited every time I play here. If I were to summarize Fall Guys into one course, it would have to be Slime Climb. Just look at it, look how much there is going on here. This course will test your Fall Guys prowess. As the slime rises, so does your suspense. In each new floor, you're met with a new surprise. I love how the skill increases as do the levels, and it's a great way for both skilled players and new ones to enjoy, even if I plummeted into slime my first 3 times I played here. There's just so much variety here as well, being tons of slime slopes, each with their own obstacle, and balancing cylinders to add even more to the suspense. I think Slime Climb perfectly encapsulates everything Fall Guys has to offer. And coming in at number 1, Hexagon is easily the best game in my opinion. There's just so much complexity for such a simple goal, survive. This minigame is essentially just TNT Run from Minecraft, if you know what that is, where tiles disappear once you step on them, and it's usually better to stay towards the top, while you lose from falling to the bottom. The charm that Hexagon has comes from the strategy that's involved. For example, you can deplete tiles quickly to eliminate others, or jump slowly to play the long game. The fact that each time you play on this map is different makes for fun interactions every time, so it's really never repetitive, unlike maps like Fall Mountain that are a complete disappointment. This is the final event that I think everyone can agree deserves number 1. Anyway guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe so you get notifications for all my videos. Peace!